We've seen light volumes coming through. Let's start off with that. With the FX market not looking that great today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, and yeah, welcome back to the holidays, from the holidays. And this is what we see. We see the currency actually living well, about 2 naira at the CBN window, and a bit of stability in the interbank market. I mean, volatility was high, wide swings, but overall, I think the market traded within a stable region of 158 levels at the interbank market for most of the day. CBN activities coming into the interbank market, stemming the rise, the weakening in the naira, and I think they did a bit of keeping the price at a stable level. We get a sense that there's a need of convergence of the rates, and we think such strategy is being employed currently, and the low volume that is being seen at the CBN window. While we wait to see more details on how that play out, but we get a first sense that that's what's happening in the interbank market, and we think you might continue to see some low amounts coming out of the CBN windows for now. Well,
if we continue to see this, as you mentioned, the low amounts that are coming through from the central bank, is it going to create a liquidity squeeze in a sense? What happens on the ground, demand-supply scenario for dollars? I'm sure it must be quite tough.
Well, I mean, like I said, you see the central bank activity in the interbank market coming in with a bit of liquidity, not forgetting the fact that a bit of flows are expected here and there. Pocket of those flows are expected to, put in some level of liquidity and not put it in a high illiquid environment. I think the CBN will respond appropriately to any liquidity squeeze that may happen, and we've seen their response coming into the market. Like I said, typically for this kind of amount on offer versus the demand, which is like 3 times 1 cover on the demand on what's been offered, you think that naira should at least push in about 5 or 1% depreciation in interbank market, and I think CBN activities has contained such moves. Yeah. While we want to see how much convergence the CBN and interbank rate would happen and to what level it will happen, we think playing on the price stability and a particular range will continue to be the theme for a while now.
Now, we also, we saw the naira ending at around 157.5 on Friday, and again, you're alluding to this intervention that we actually saw from the central bank, and this is why we saw it being propped up. The question is, what kind of impact is the removal of petrol subsidies and perhaps even a possible rate hike later this month? What is that going to do to the naira? Can we expect a slightly stronger naira going forward?
Well, I mean, if those two factors actually play in, I think the rate increase would automatically transmit into some naira stability. While I might want to be optimistic and think that such stability would last over time, I think overall you might come back with some pressure. So you might a bit have some reprieve temporarily, but overall I think some pressure might come into the currency front after the euphoria of the rate hike or petroleum subsidy removal wears off. That's what our take on the currencies will be.